Hi guys, and welcome back. Sir Cooks here again, and welcome to our lesson number 2. All right. Today we are going to have a very interesting topic. Actually, it's more of a hands-on activity now, and I hope that you are excited to do this activity because I'm also excited to share this with you. And this will be the very first time that you are going to make your HTML file. All right. So I hope you're excited because I am excited. And let's jump to our topic. But before that, I have two things for you to do for our lesson today. One, make sure that you open your notepad. All right, so you can actually pause this video and look for the notepad. Okay, now number two, open your web browser. It could be Firefox, it could be your Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. Okay, so make sure you open these two, and those are the two things that we will be needing for this lesson. Okay, now this lesson is divided into several parts, and we're going to discuss how you will create your first HTML. So are you ready? All right, so let's get down to business. Okay, so welcome to our lesson number 2, and today I hope you're excited, guys. We're gonna create your very first web page with HTML. All right, to help us out with our lesson, we are going to study real-world cases. These are cases that we will be using to help us out identify and learn the constructs of HTML. The nice thing about cases, as I've said, these are real world. This will tell us the requirements as we learn HTML. Alright, so you will learn faster this way because you will be applying real applications or real requirements. So this is exactly what you're going to go through as well when you want to design some HTML or web pages in the future. Okay, now let's look at case number 1 for this week. Now case number 1 is all about Mary Taylor. Let me read you the requirements. Mary Taylor just graduated from Colorado State with a master's degree in telecommunications. Now she wants to find a job, uh, and she wants to explore as many employment avenues as possible. So she decides to post a copy of her resume on the World Wide Web. Creating an online resume offers Mary the potential of reaching a large and varied audience. She can continually update an online resume, offering details on her latest projects and jobs. An online resume also gives a prospective employer the opportunity to look at her work history in more detail than is normal with paper resume, because she can include links to her other relevant documents. Mary asks you to help her create an online resume, and you are happy to agree because it's something you wanted to learn anyway. After all, you will be creating your own online resume soon enough. Alright, so this is a very good starting lesson for us, guys, because we are hitting two birds with one stone here. The first one, of course, is you will be learning how to create an online resume by making Mary's resume. And number two, at the end of this lesson, you will also make your own online resume. So it's a win-win scenario for you guys. Okay? But before we go deeper, let's first talk about HTML as the language of the web. Just a quick one. Now, when a browser locates a web document on a server, it needs a way to interpret what it finds. Okay, so it tries to think of what the document it is trying to read. Now, to create a web document, we use what we call a special language that the browsers can read called the markup language. A markup language, guys, is a language used by the web to determine what would the structure of the document be, what are the elements of that document, and how these elements are placed within the document. Okay, so that's the markup language. The most common markup language is what we call the HTML, or the hypertext markup language. HTML is an example of a more general markup language called the Standard Generalized Markup Language, or SGML. HTML is under this, generic family of the SGML. So there are many markup languages available out there. HTML is one of those. And the SGML encompasses several types of markup languages called the document type definitions. Now, you might ask, what is a document type definition? Well, these are the set of rules. Now, these are rules that specify the structure of the document. What goes up, what goes down, what goes to the right, the left. So it's like the rules. Okay, they make use of tags that define the structure that can be used to validate whether the document is well formed or not. So it's, when we talk about the DTDs, these are your commandments. Okay, it's like the Bible of the web. So they are using document type definitions to make the rules and the guidelines in creating those formats. Okay. Now, HTML was designed to describe the contents of the web in a very general way. Unlike in word processors, HTML doesn't describe how the text looks. When you use a text editor, usually you would start by defining the font that you're going to use, the spacing, the margins, the color of the fonts, the size of the fonts, right? So it describes how the text looks. But HTML, on the other hand, makes use of codes that describe the function of the text. You get the difference? Word processor describes how the text looks, while HTML describes how the text will function. Example would be this text in HTML. This text would function as a header. This text would function as a paragraph. This text will function as a list. You get the picture? Okay, so HTML describes the function. Now, the text appearing in the document heading is marked with a heading code, as I have said. Headers are marked with header codes. Lists are described with or marked with list codes. Paragraphs are marked with paragraph code. Now, a web browser interprets these codes and then they determine the text appearance. Okay? Now, different browsers might make different choices. Again, depending on the default font, the default structure of those browsers. So don't worry about that. So in this picture, you will see two different browsers with two different formatings, but the contents, guys, would still be the same. The contents are exactly the same. It's just the formatting of how they will display. In fact, even the arrangement are the same. Okay, again, it all just boils down to the default setting of the browser, so don't worry about that. So, reasons why browser displays different views. Number one, we're talking about portability depending on the platform. So, it makes use of different fonts or structure. Each computer platforms different display formats. It also depends on the speed, although nowadays that's not an issue. And the downside is that you can't be sure of exactly how the browser will display the text on your page. Although, again, as I am saying, in the new structure or formatting of web browsers, that will not be much of an issue nowadays. So, how does the HTML look like? Or how is it written? Let's talk about the syntax. But before we go deeper into the syntax of HTML, first, when we look at the resume of Mary Taylor, we need first to dissect it. Remember in our lesson 1, we just don't jump right away on the creation of the HTML page. Rather, we need to take it slow by dissecting, by studying what will be the requirements of an HTML document that we are going to prepare. In this case, Mary gave us her paper resume, and based on this paper resume, we are going to label what are the things that we'll be using for our HTML. Okay? How will the HTML display these things? So we have, for example, the name of Mary Taylor at the top. We'll assign that as a heading 1. Then we will be also including pictures of Mary Taylor. Then there's also some more headings like heading 2, heading 3. By the way, our headers have different sizes. That's why they have different numbers. You will see them in a little while. Then we also have paragraphs. We have lists that are bulleted. And then there's bold and italic font. Okay, so all of this we are going to identify, and we are going to format that in our HTML. You get the picture now. Okay. So going back, what makes up our document elements? Generally, there are two parts. The document content, which is responsible for displaying the parts of the document that you want the user to see, such as the name of Mary Taylor, such as the paragraphs, such as the accomplishments, right? So what we're talking about here when we talk about document contents are what you would see on your screen. You get the picture. Then there's the tags. Tags are the HTML codes that indicate how the document content will be displayed. Okay? So syntax, we have the tag name, properties, document content, tag name. Okay? The tags are responsible on how the document will be displayed. The document contents are the ones that you see on your screen. Tag names are enclosed in brackets. That's the less than and greater than symbol that is usually found. Just check it on your keyboard. I think it's beside letter M above the space bar. I don't know the layout of your keyboard, but find the brackets, the less than and greater than symbol. Some tags can include properties. These are additional information that defines the appearance of the tag. Okay. Tags come in pairs. We have the opening tag. This tells the browser to turn on the feature, apply it to the document, and then we have the closing tag, turns off the feature. So if you know how to turn it on, turn it off. What happens if you forget the closing tag? Eventually, guys, if you forget all the closing tag, or if you forget to close the previous tag you used, then the succeeding document contents will follow the previous tag. So careful, no? Now, not every tag has an opening and closing tag. There are actually two kinds of tags. We have the one-sided tags that only require the opening tag, and we have the two-sided tag that requires both opening and closing. How will you know? Well, I'll just introduce you to some or a few of these tags. There are many more tags that you can find on the internet as you study these elements. Okay? For now, we will only be using what we need in our project. So we have the two-sided tags and one-sided tags. Example of a two-sided tag would be the header, H1. Okay? Align center Mary Taylor /H1. So you need to use two of this. What if you forget to close the H1 tag? You forgot /H1. Well, all the succeeding document contents will be formatted as a header, size 1. Okay, so later you can play with it. see what it will look like. Okay, all right. So to further explain what this tag is all about, H1 align center is the opening tag. It tells the browser, basically, let's look at H1 first. H1 tells the browser that the text that will follow this tag would be a heading size 1. Then align center is a property which tells the browser how to align the text. Now, if you don't put an alignment, by default, H1, say H1, Mary Taylor /H1, would put your text on the left side by default. So we only put the property alignment or the alignment property if we want to center it or put it on the right side. So align center, align right. You get the picture. Okay. Then of course /H1 will tell the browser to turn off the H1 heading. Okay, so careful with that. Now tags are not case sensitive. So you can actually write the tags in small letters. H1, small letters, align center. And then /H1. But here's the thing, guys. Only the tags, okay, are not case sensitive. The document contents, depending on what or how you will display the document contents. So if, for example, you would require Mary Taylor to have a capital M and capital T, then when you enclose them in the tags, already write them in capital M and capital T. You get the picture, okay? Otherwise, if you also write it in small letter with the assumption it's not case sensitive, only the tags. If you write Mary Taylor in small letters, it will be displayed in small letters. You get the picture? Okay. So in different browsers, Mary Taylor will be displayed differently. Okay, so don't panic about that. Now let's proceed with our first HTML. Okay, this is lesson 2B. Now I need you to open a text editor. Notepad will do. Okay, we've been talking about Notepad since day one, so I hope that you are already familiar with the Notepad. Okay, now I want you to type the following lines of code. We have HTML, we have head, we have title, then we have the document or the text for the title, then we have /title, we have /head, body, /body, /HTML. Okay, now at this point you may want to hit that pause button so you can type this on your Notepad. Okay, so why don't you do that now? Now this is what your Notepad should look like. Okay, when you type this code. Okay, so see if this is how you also type your entry in your Notepad. The next thing that we're going to do is to save. Okay, now listen carefully on how we save. We do this activity for the saving only every time we start on the first document that we create in Notepad. Okay, after that you'll just have to press Ctrl S. Okay, but if it is the first time that we save the file, we do these steps. Okay, save it as resume.htm. Now, some important rules. Number one, make sure you include the double quote in your file name, just like what you see in the red box. Okay, by the way, include L there, resume.html. Okay, although resume.htm would still work, but since we are learning HTML, we will include L in our file name. So double quote resume.html double quote. Okay, then after that, set the save as type. Okay, the second red box that you see there, set it to all files. Okay, so include the double quotes in your file name, and then set all types, set save as type to all files. Okay, so the double quote there, guys, for your information, is forced naming convention that we use in Notepad. So we force the Notepad to name it on a specific file with a specific extension. Okay, provided you set the save as type as all files. Okay, now once you save your file, minimize Notepad. Don't close it, just minimize it. What I want you to do now is open your Windows Explorer, not the Internet Explorer, the Windows Explorer. The one that you see on the right side, right? So open it, and what I want you to do is locate the folder where you save your file. Okay, in my case here, I am putting it in my documents, and then I created a folder called Web Design. So it's up to you where you want to save it. Just remember where you save your document file. Okay, then once you locate that folder, locate the file name. So our file name was resume. So you won't find the .html there, but you will now see that it has an HTML or web-based format, okay, for the file. Once you do that, I want you to double click on the file to open it in the browser. So the file will now be opened depending on your default browser. Okay, but wait, you will not see anything there on your web browser. Okay, so don't panic, it is still actually empty. Okay, what we did for now was simply set the structure of our file for the next succeeding entries. So we created the file. We just it's like creating the template. Okay, so it has nothing yet, but the nice thing about it, it's already there. It's ready. We are now ready to encode the tags or the formats that we want to be displayed on the screen. So at this point in time, guys, you will now be crossing between Notepad and browser. Notepad and browser. Okay? That will be our pattern. So what we're going to do now is to start encoding the contents. We will be creating headings, we will be creating paragraphs, and we will be creating lists for this lesson. Okay? So let's proceed. So to create the heading tags, you have first to understand that HTML has 6 levels of headings, numbered 1 to 6, with 1 being the most prominent. When we say prominent, that's the biggest, okay? H1. So headings appear in a larger font than the normal text. Some headings are also bolded. Now the general syntax for a heading tag is H, then the N represents the number from 1 to 6. Heading text, and then /H. Okay, so whatever the N value there, so if you have a heading 1, H1, then make sure you close it with the /H1 as well. Do you understand? Okay. So this is what it looks like, no? In some cases. H1 is the one with the biggest font there at the top. Then we have H2, H3, H4, H5 down to H6. Okay, so you will be using that as we go along. Now to create the heading tags, okay, let's go back to our text editor. Are you back there? Where you typed the codes earlier? Right. Now I want you to look for the body and /body. Did you find it? Right. Now I want you to type this code. Again, hit that pause button and copy or type this entry. Okay? To give you an idea, this is what it will look like on your notepad. Okay? So, where are we going to type these codes? In between the body and /body. So, look at the image on your screen. So you type it there like H1 align center, Mary Taylor, H5 align center, 11 Kemper Avenue, Lakeview, Colorado 80517 again. So we have H2 align center objectives, H2 align center education, H3 Colorado State University, H3 St. Philip University, H2 align center employment /body. Okay? Done. Okay, once you're done, I want you to just press Control S now. So you don't have to rename the file. So we only do it once. Once we named it, what you're going to do now is just press Control S. Did you do that? If you're not sure, simply click File Save. Okay? At the top, there's File, then click Save. Now, go back to your internet browser. Okay? The one that showed you the blank. Okay? Okay, so you're there. Now, what you're going to do now is click the refresh button, or on your keyboard, press F5. And I hope this is what you see. Ta-da! Right? Is this what you see now? If you're seeing this, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, you have done and created your first web page. Give yourself a round of applause, okay? You created your first web page and you have used your first HTML. So HTML is very easy, right? Right. So you're gonna get the hang of this, and I'm very sure you're now ready and raring to finish this, fill it out. Okay. So this is your HTML. So congratulations. So to make it more interesting, let's go back, okay, and to your notepad, and then we're going to type the following text. Look for the objectives, okay, heading, and then what you're going to do is you're going to type this. Okay, to give you an idea where to type this, look at your screen. Okay, so hit that pause button again. Master's degree, graduate interested in a telecommunications position in Denver or Boulder area. Highly skilled in the use of computers, audio and video equipment, and the uplink and downlink aspects of satellite communications. Interested in positions with a strong international component, willing to travel. So again, put this below your objectives. So H2 align center objectives /H2. Type it below. Okay? Now, save your work again. Hit that Control S or click File Save. Okay? By now you're getting the pattern. Save your work. Go back to your browser where your resume is. And yes, click refresh or hit that F5 button on your keyboard. And this is now what you see, right? So you have typed the objectives there below the title. All right. Are you seeing this? Okay, if not, just pause or hit that pause button and then try to rewind, review where you think you made a mistake or skip. Okay, we are just trying to walk through. So at this point, this is what you would be seeing on your screen. All right, to continue, again, let's go back to your text editor. And then I want you to type the following below employment heading. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. Okay, so this is the objectives. So we are going to type employment, the next entry below here. Okay, so I think this is also below H2. This is a header. Okay, so you're gonna type these 3 paragraphs. Okay, satellite technician, monitored. Okay, hit that pause button and type these things. I know you're a very good typer or typist. Okay, so you can type this in a few seconds or a minute. Then after you're done, okay, click the play button, and this is what you should actually be typing there. Okay, so as I have said, you're going to hit or type these paragraphs, these 3 paragraphs below your H2 employment slash H2. Okay? So this is what you should be seeing there. Okay, you should be typing. Don't worry if you have a different, structure, no? But the most important is you put it here and you simply align it with our headers. The better if you can start learning how to align things, so you will have an idea what paragraph, what entry goes to where and to what part of the document. Okay, all right. Next. You know what's the next? I know you're excited to do this. Right. Press Ctrl S, save your work, go back to your internet browser, and then click the refresh button or F5. And this is what you will see. Okay, here they are. Here's your entry here. Okay. But wait, there seems to be a problem. Why? Why is it I am seeing only one paragraph when in fact I typed what? 1, 2, 3 paragraphs, right? So I typed 3 paragraphs, but I only see one on the browser. Well, the answer is right there on your screen, guys. The browser does not know what a paragraph is without the what? Right, the formatting tag. So everything that you type in HTML without formatting will be typed in one entry. Okay, there's no spacing, no description or distinction of what a paragraph is. Okay, you get me? Okay, so to do that, we need to make use of tags. And we are going to introduce you guys to the paragraph tag. Okay, we have the P/P. Now, if you're seeing this on your screen, I want you to type the P or paragraph tags and the /P on and after every paragraphs. Can you do that? All right. So this is what it will look like. Okay, are you done? Right. Next, save your work and go back to your Internet Explorer and refresh. By now, this is what you will see. There's a paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and paragraph 3. Right? So, you're there. Congratulations. You're starting now to fill out your HTML. We are creating now a web page. Okay, so I'm very sure you are already excited. This is easy, right? It's easy to learn HTML. Okay, now let's add some more entries. So what did we learn so far? Well, I introduced you to headers, H1, then we have H2, H2, H2. I think this is H3 here, the smaller ones. Then I introduce you to the text entry, and then we introduced ourselves to the formatting of the paragraphs so that each of the paragraphs will separate. Okay, so that's what we learned so far. Then let's add some more. We have lists. Now HTML supports 3 kinds of lists. We have ordered, unordered, and definition. Let's define each. An ordered list is a list of a numeric order, okay, which means that HTML adds the numbers. So ordered list, so if you are making an enumeration, let's say of 1 to 10, you want it numbered, you make use of ordered list. Now if you don't want ordered list, or if you want to change it into bullets, there's another approach there. But here's the thing. If you remove an item from the list, the nice thing about ordered lists is that HTML automatically updates the numbers. Okay? So a list is bracketed between OL and /OL for ordered list. You get me? So we're going to use this. OL stands for ordered list, and then /OL to close it. Alright, so OL is simply a starter to tell the browser that, hey browser, I'm going to create a list. Okay, so it's like a marker to tell your browser that you're going to create an ordered list. Inside the OL and the /OL is what we call the LI tag. Single tag called LI. LI stands for list item. This is where you enumerate those which will be numbered. Do you understand? The LI is responsible for the items that will be numbered. Okay? Now, an unordered list is the one which list items have no particular order. So, there's no numbering here. That's why it's called unordered list. Browsers usually format unordered list by inserting a bullet symbol before each list item. So, when you talk about bullet symbol, it's like your dot. It's like a small circle before each item. Okay? I will show to you in a little while. So the entire list is bracketed between the UL and /UL if you don't want numbers, if you want just bullets. So you use UL and /UL. UL stands for, right, an ordered list. Now a definition list is a list of terms, each followed by a definition line, usually indented slightly to the right. Now definition list is very useful if you're trying to define words. Okay, so you type the word, then define it below. That's very useful. Okay. Now the LI tag used in the ordered and unordered list are replaced by two tags. In the definition list, we don't use LI anymore, but we use DT, which is the shortcut for term. Okay, data term. Right. And then we have the DD, which is the data definition. So there's no LI anymore. Okay, but we use DT, what's the term? And then DD, what's the definition of that term? So DT is data term, DD is data definition. As with the LI tag, both are one-sided. Okay, so take note of this. The entire list is bracketed in the DL/DL tags. Okay, I'm just giving you the description now, but we will be seeing them how you will be seeing them in our work as we go along. Okay? Alright. So, to practice what we learned, let's go back to your text editor. Alright? Go back there. Okay, are you there now? Okay. Now, type the following codes below. Take note, guys. The last /P that you can see. The last. If I'm not mistaken, it's the third one, right? The third /P, the last one. So you type this. To give you an idea, this is what will look like on your notepad. Okay? H3, Education Awards /H3. Then you have OL, ordered list. See that? LI, LI, LI. By the way, the third LI, please align it to the second and first LIs. Okay? So, just move probably during the editing. Okay? But it would be nice if all LIs are aligned. You get the point? Okay. Then, save your work. Go to your browser and press F5. And this is what you see. See that? That's an ordered list. There's number 1, 2, 3. So the more LIs you add, the more numbers that will be added there. You get the point? Right. What if I erase item number 2? What happens to 3? Number 3 will now become number 2. Right? So, HTML is assigning the number automatically once you delete something. Okay? Alright. Now, let's go back to your text editor again. And then let's type the following codes below the /OL. Okay, below the /OL. And to give you an idea, this is what you will see there. Okay, so below the /OL here, right? We start H3 More Education Award /H3, and you have UL LI /UL. Right? See it there? Okay. Once you're done typing, what do? Save your work, go back to your browser, refresh button, and this is what it looks like. So there's your unordered list. Right? Now, let's make a definition list. Okay, to give you an idea, or to show it to you, let's return to our text editor, and then we're going to type the following codes below the /UL. Okay, this is what it will look like. Our /UL is here, right? It's the /UL. So we're going to type this text below that /UL. Right, so I hope you're catching up, guys. Huh? If not, just hit the pause button, then go backtrack. That's a good way to learn. And this is the nice thing about recorded videos, because you can always hit the pause button and take everything at your own pace. Okay? So once you're done, again, save your work by pressing Ctrl S. Go back to your browser, hit that refresh button or F5 on your keyboard, and now this is what you will see. See the difference? The Education Awards at the top is ordered list. The More Education Award is the unordered list. And the Some More Education Awards is your definition list. Okay, let's add some more. Are you still okay? I hope you're still okay. So let's add some more. Return to your text editor and then type the following codes below Colorado State University heading. Alright, it's a UL. Okay, so it's actually above. Okay, it's above your paragraphs, above your employment, right? Look for Colorado State University on your notepad, this one here, H3 Colorado State, and then type this code. Hit the pause button and type what you see on your screen. Now, save your work. By now, you're already familiar, right? We add something, we save your work, then we preview it so that you will appreciate what you're doing now, okay? Actually, you can type everything and view later. But, if you're new to something, it's very nice if you really see what you're doing right away, okay? It's the fun is there. What happens when I type this and then I see it right away? That's where I find the fun, okay? Rather than wait for it to finish everything. And the nice thing about saving and previewing your work is you can actually see if you have made mistakes, so you can edit your mistakes rather than finish everything and then having a hard time trying to find where you made that mistake. You get my point? All right. So this is what you will see now under Colorado State University. Okay? Right. So let's return and then let's find St. Philip. Yeah, I think let me backtrack. I think now you have the idea of what will be the next entry. It's somewhere here, right? Okay, the blank area here. Because we put an entry on Colorado State, let's also put some entry here at St. Philip. Okay? So type the following codes below St. Philip University, like here. Alright, so this is where you will type. This is what we typed earlier. Okay, under Colorado State UL/UL. Now under St. Philip University we have UL/UL. Okay. Alright. Then what do? Right, save. Go back to your browser. Hit that refresh button, and that is what you see now. Alright. Let's see. Let's add some more. type the following below the /dl tag. Okay, so we have h2. Here it is, right? This is the /dl, this statement here. Type below the /dl here. So you have h2 other information, and then ul li references, li comments in my work, li go to Colorado State /ul. Okay, then what do? Save your work, go to your browser, hit that refresh button, and this is what you see now. Okay, all right. So there you have it. That's the entire first page of the resume for now. And I hope that you are enjoying what you are seeing on your screen. Okay. If I ask you to create something now, can you do it on your own? I guess you can. All right. So on our next lesson, we will add more features to your uh, activity or to this resume. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Congratulations on your first HTML file. Now, by the way, we are not done with that activity yet. Okay. For now, probably we'll just take a breather from that. Now, what may happen after this activity is you may close the file, close the notepad, close the browser. All right, but don't worry, all your files in your notepad have, or I mean all your entries in your notepad have been saved. Okay, so the next time that we will continue with the activity, all you have to do is reopen that notepad uh, in your browser. No, reopen that file in your notepad. Okay, and then at the same time open that file in your browser. Okay, so I hope that I have picked on your interest on HTML, and I hope that you know you are expectant of what else to learn in HTML. So I'll see you on our next lesson. Okay, have a nice day, everyone.